Hello and welcome to the Lucy Letby summary. This is what happened in court during week 10. So the focus was on child G, which is an attempted murder charge for Letby. And child G, the medical professionals agreed, was born, and I quote, on the margins of survival. So child G was born weighing just 1 pound. And the prosecution are alleging that Letby tried to murder child G when a nurse took her break. So this nurse went on a 1-hour break and then Letby was left in charge. Letby gave child G 45 millilitres of milk via a nasogastric tube, and child G became very unwell and projectile vomited, not only on themselves but on the cot and on the floor and on a chair several feet away. Now, for a very tiny baby, this is rather far and rather a lot of vomit. I know it doesn't sound very nice. And the doctor agreed with this. So a medical expert in court said, well, that's really, really far away for a child who's only had 45 millilitres of milk to vomit. It was very unusual. And the doctor concluded that this means either too much milk was given, so quite a lot of milk, so that child G had to expel that milk very quickly and very forcefully, or there was air that was kind of injected into child G. So, or it could have been a combination of both. Now, on Tuesday, it focused on a safety monitor that was switched off during one of child G's collapses. So the doctor is said to have switched off a monitor. Letby had messaged colleagues that the mother of child G said that G hadn't been themselves for a couple of days, and Letby and a colleague were worried about moving child G. On the Wednesday, so midweek in court, the doctor accepted that he must not have turned back on a monitor for child G. So I think the prosecution are alleging that Letby had turned it off, but the doctor is saying, well, I might not have turned it back on. A nurse heard Letby call for help from the nursery. The monitor was not on, so this is not in dispute. The nurse said that she didn't believe that Letby had switched the monitor off, and it seems that the doctors are accepting that it could have been them. Nurse remembers Letby being concerned about child G, and the consultant agreed that it would have been a serious error to have left a baby behind a screen without a monitor. The next day in court, on the Thursday, the doctor said, or a different doctor said, that he wouldn't have turned off a monitor. G was behind a privacy screen and was unattached to this oxygen monitor. Prosecution are alleging that Letby turned the monitor off, but another nurse said that she doesn't think that that was the case. So it's a bit of an argument as to whether the monitor was switched off by a doctor or not turned back on by a doctor, or was it deliberately turned off by Letby? Now, at the end of the trial on Thursday, the trial was adjourned until Monday, the 9th of January. So this is good. The jurors are going to get, is that 2 or 3 weeks? I think it's 3 weeks, isn't it? Jurors are going to get 3 weeks break, because emotionally this must be so difficult for them and for the witnesses and for the families. So remember, it's predicted to take up to 6 months. So we will see what happens in 3 weeks' time.